Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, about a year ago, I was doing a series of videos on some films in the Criterion Collection. And as much as I like to watch scary movies around this time, I also like to watch some quieter films. So I thought I would talk about at least one of those today. And the film I'm going to talk about briefly is this movie, An Unmarried Woman. This is a Criterion release. There's the back of that one with the extra features listed as well. This one is spine number 1032 from the Criterion Collection. I've seen this movie before, but I really enjoyed this rewatch. This is a movie from 1978 also. It is a Blu-ray. The movie itself is directed by Paul Mazursky, featuring Jill Clayburgh, Alan Bates, and Michael Murphy. I'm going to read also, there's a little description here. I don't really like to spoil movies, but if you look on the Criterion website, you'll see, of course, this description. I'm going to read a little bit of that as well. And then I'll tell you what I enjoyed about the movie in this particular rewatch. It's one woman's journey of self-discovery brings about a warmly human cultural conversation about female liberation in this wonderfully frank, funny chronicle of changing 1970s sexual politics by Paul Mazursky. When her husband of 16 years abruptly leaves her for a younger woman, Manhattan gallery worker Erica, a fantastic Oscar-nominated Jill Clayburgh in her defining role, finds herself alone and adrift, but also freshly empowered to explore her needs and desires as she tests the waters of a new relationship with a charismatic artist who is played by Alan Bates. And there's a little bit more there too, but I really like this movie a lot. I remember seeing this movie, believe it or not, when I was a teenager. I think that's the first time I saw it. And I really enjoyed this rewatch. Jill Clayburgh, of course, was Oscar nominated for her performance in this movie, but Jane Fonda won for Coming Home. But I think Jill Clayburgh is amazing. I think she's an amazing actress, first of all, and I think that her performance in this movie was simply stunning. So emotional, so intense, so open and free that she was with this performance. It's a very dramatic movie, but it has a lot of the elements that I love about 70s films. I also did a series of videos about 70s films and what I like about them, and this is really one of my favorites. I just can't believe it. I watched it all those years ago, but again, it still really holds up to me anyway. Some of the things I like about this movie are similar to what I like about 70s films, meaning that I love the close-ups. I love all the close-ups. There's a couple of scenes where you just get a close-up of Jill Clayburgh's face, and I just enjoy that. I enjoy when the camera lingers on her face or anyone's face in these movies. It just gives you a chance to really look at her face, look into her eyes, and really try to understand what she's going through emotionally in the movie. Really, really amazing. Well done, directed by, again, Paul Mazursky, who is in the movie too, by the way. There's a diner scene where Paul Mazursky appears. He's very funny. This movie is very serious, but it does have some funny moments. Jill Clayburgh also, there's a few scenes which, these are some of my favorite scenes in the movie too, where she has a group of women that she hangs out with, and they're very frank and open and honest, discussion about life and their relationships. I really enjoy that as well. Many, many dramatic scenes in the movie. Also, as you might imagine, with a relationship that's ending and a new one that's starting. I think that Alan Bates is very compelling as his character as Jill Clayburgh starts to get into a new relationship. I also really enjoyed the scenes with the therapist. My wife was looking at some notes about the movie too, and she noticed that the therapist was actually a real-life therapist where they did some improvisational scenes. The therapy scenes are just amazing, so emotional. Jill Clayburgh is so emotional in those scenes, and I really, really enjoy those. And the therapist is great too. I think of just assuming that the therapist improvised some of the same techniques that she may have used at the time with, patients. So I really enjoyed this one. I also wanted to talk briefly about the music. One of the things I love about 70s films is the music, and this is, the music is by Bill Conti, who I believe did the Rocky theme, but feel free to correct me in the comments there. But I really enjoyed that also. And I can just highly recommend this movie, especially if you're a fan of 70s films, of relationship movies, I wouldn't really call it, I think it was billed as kind of a romantic dramedy, if you will. And I feel like there was definitely more drama than comedy in this movie. So if you like those types of films, I would highly recommend it. Let me know in the comments below too if you've seen this movie. Let me know also if you have seen a particular 70s film that you like. let me know. I'm always looking for suggestions. I wanted to show briefly too just the inside of this. It's got a very beautiful inside the packaging. There's an essay in this area here. Let me just open this up a little bit so you can see with the cast. And then there's an essay on the inside of here with all the credits and things like that. So this doesn't have a full booklet, but it does have a great essay on the inside and some amazing photographs from the movie. So again, highly recommend this one. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this on the channel, because I'm planning to do a few more of these. Like I said, I'm watching horror films or more scary movies, but I'm also watching quieter films, which is something I tend to do in the fall. In the autumn time when things get quiet, it's a little cooler. I'm inside a little bit more. So let me know in the comments below if you have another movie maybe that you want me to see from the Criterion Collection that I can talk about. I've got a video on the channel. I actually have a few videos on the channel with my full Criterion Collection, so you can see everything that I have there. But if you have something specific in mind that you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. Thanks so much for watching this short video today. I really do appreciate it. If this is your first video on the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.